Hi, Coach.
Good hard Tuesday. Liked the intensity. Started off a hair sluggish on offense and really picked it up and really got. I was very pleased. One of our better practices of the year. Saw a lot of improvement. But just in how we went about it. Defense, they said they had a really good day when we against each other. Really competitive. Guys were juiced up. So hopefully we can practice well. Questions?
When you think about practice and what makes it complete, is there maybe like a checklist you go through in your head, or is it just kind of a
consistency?
Feel?
Listen, you ain't gonna always make the right play. Have the right attitude, have the right body language. When it's there, okay, coach, I got it. Boom, my mind, okay, boom, I get it the next time. You know what I mean? Or there's small mistakes, not major mistakes, and consistency. Making play to play and putting plays together. You know what I mean? Very much like we did offensively the first 3 quarters of that game. That's the last 8 or 10 plays. Just had the ball, just kept scoring and moving the ball, taking care of things. Being smart like that. But consistency is what I keep looking for.
Jimbo, when did you notice a spark in Trey Marshall for the first time last year?
I'm sorry?
When did you notice a spark in Trey Marshall for the first time last year?
I noticed it when I was recruiting him. Let me tell you when I noticed it. I'm going to be honest with you. When he got hurt in high school. To go through what he went through and have the injury he had and to be in that hospital and then luckily to be alive, I hate to say that, but he was, and to get back on that football field before the season was over with an injury that catastrophic, I knew there was something special about that guy. He loved to play ball, and he did last year, and he's been that way since he's been here.
You said after the Wake Forest game, teams needed to evolve over the course of the season. Mm-hmm. What are you looking for specifically to see them evolve this week?
The more consistency forward? And just understand, again, offensive last week, I thought, besides the first drive, we started fast. We scored, moved the ball, did things, and then learned to play it the whole way through. You know what I'm saying? And learn not to have the silly penalty that keeps the drive alive. Play with discipline. Not have if they beat you physically. On a great catch or a ball. That happens, but not a mental mistake. You know what I'm saying? And not have a mental mistake here and let him out of a hole or something like that, or a miss. You miss a chuck on a vertical and let a guy get a free release. Things that just can't happen. You know what I'm saying? And understanding when you got people pinned back or when you're driving with the football and up 2 scores, 3 scores, those kinds of little things. But that's with a young team. You got to keep educating and teaching. Everybody thought I was upset. I wasn't upset. I was like, and after that game, I was taking advantage. Like I always say this: when the dog pees on the carpet, if you spank him an hour later, he don't have no clue what you spanked him about. You know what I'm saying? But just wanted to make a point to him about what the opportunities we had right there to address those things, and we did it after a win. We didn't play bad.
It seems like fans maybe have been a little bit more critical of Everett than you have. So, I guess what are the reasonable expectations you would have for him?
Well, to manage the game and take care of the football, which is doing a great job. Win football games, lead his team. He's doing well. Guys, it's like I say, people ask me to evaluate a guy on film. So I don't. I can evaluate him physically. I said, why? I'm not coaching him. What he's being asked to do, how he's doing it, what's going on, he's making great progress in what we're doing. And we're winning football games.
Jim, Al's situation is...
It's not about offense or defense. It's about the team. What kind of team do you have? How they play together.
Jim, Al's situation is situated like the coaches always get more blame than they deserve when things... With Al Golden, coaches always get a little bit more blame than they deserve.
Al's a great coach in my opinion. I think he's done a great job. He's a very respectable, great guy. I don't know what all he's. I don't listen to what people say about other coaches or anything else. I know the guy's a heck of a coach. I've coached against his teams. They're very well prepared and they play hard.
Defensively, when you look at happened last game with Wake, it seemed like they were very good about going underneath. Miami did some of that against Cincinnati as well. How much of that has been talked about in terms of making sure you can stop them underneath?
Well, it is, but also with a different scheme. See, Wake Forest, them guys are doing it with runs called at the same time. You know what I'm saying? It's actually, there's a run where the quarterback can run and do that, and then you're having to play a different way than you would the other way. This is a whole different scheme of how you do things. So, but yes, you got to match all those underneath routes. You got to tackle well. You got to get them on the ground and do those kind of things. So, but it's a totally different concept in how they do. And how they go about it. Not that they're not very effective. They're very effective.
Jimbo, Dalvin and Terrence, is it too early to tell them? Do you need another day or two to evaluate what their status is going to be?
Terrence, you just have to wait. But Dalvin, day to day. We'll keep waiting, but it's awesome.
With Nate being out, how's Derwin kind of taking to the role, knowing he's going to go and start?
Been really well. Again, he did in the game. And he keeps evolving into things. And again, it's about that 4th, 5th, 6th game. You start to really, it's kind of understanding all the different positions. And been very pleased with his practice. Charlie said he's practiced well yesterday and practiced well today.
What allows you to put him as an edge rusher?
Well, because you can spy. Well, it is because you can blitz him, but you can spy him on a quarterback. You can cover a back with him. You can cover a tight end, or you can blitz him as a big safety. He's 212, 14 pounds. So all those different looks, and you don't know what he's going to do. He's a perfect nickel dime guy in there to do those kind of things, and he has great speed and size. So I mean, and he has a knack. He's just a football player to find that hole. And you know, Joyner was a great blitzer. The other guy was a great blitzer, which we didn't play in there as much as really should have. One of the best blitzers, believe it or not. You know who it was? Greg Reed. At 5'8", and he'll say it in time I said 5'8". But you know, 180, whatever it was, he had a knack for doing that. You know, certain guys just have a knack for slithering through there or getting under a tackle or whatever it may be.
Is Dalvin the kind of guy that can not practice this week and still play on Saturday?
Oh, yeah, no doubt. I mean, that because he knows what to do and get him healthy and do that. There's no doubt about that.
What do you think it'll do for Jonathan just having those carries on film and the playing?
Well, I think give him the confidence that I went into a game that wasn't a mop-up role, that was on the game, you know, early in the game, very critical, and I was a key part in what happened. Scored touchdowns, picked up blitzes, made short yardage runs, you know what I mean, caught a couple screens. I mean, you know, that just going out there and finally doing it when it really, as I say, really matters, that's huge. I think for your inner confidence, you know what I'm saying? That can be huge.
Is there a difference in Featherston with another week? Is he more, or was he 100% last?
Yeah, he was, and the way the game went, and
right,
what happened, he got so stiff and cold on the side of the second, and we just elected not to do it. But yes, I mean, he's practicing well. He should be he practiced all day today. He was taking reps with everybody.
Past couple games, sounds like a while when I kickoffs.
Good. He hit one a little high, but we're trying to get the hang time. He hit one about 4 yards, and it was into that wind. Got just extra high, and the next time he kicked it out. He's been good. Been hitting them really good.
All right, you good?